Despite all the talk about guns after the horrific shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, today Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will not bring up any gun legislation next week. The White House has yet to outline gun legislation the president would support, which is expected sometime this week. One of the issues being discussed among lawmakers is the question of how to keep guns out of the hands of people barred from having them. And it's a complicated one. It's a matter of priorities when it comes to the resources of stretched thin law enforcement. California says it's the only state that has a law to take firearms away from felons. CNN's Stephanie Elam rode along with authorities as they tried to enforce it.
More than 6,000 rounds of ammunition, 3 semi-automatic weapons, a shotgun, and a pistol.
One of the assault weapons was fixed with a bump stock.
Bump stocks, like what the Las Vegas mass shooter used to turn his guns into automatic weapons, were banned in California in 1990. Altogether, it's an arsenal 57-year-old Timothy Pope is not allowed to have.
I forgot they were even here, really.
He was previously convicted of possessing a destructive device, a felony.
Do you remember being notified and told that you can't have guns anymore?
Yeah, in the court.
How do you feel right now?
Stupid.
This bust coming at the end of the daily mission for these California Department of Justice agents who door-knock targeted homes in search of weapons in the wrong hands.
Only in California do we have a law that permits us to seize these weapons.
It's the only system of its kind in the nation. The Armed Prohibited Persons System, or APPS, flags those who previously registered firearms but were later deemed unfit to own a gun after a felony conviction, violent misdemeanor, domestic violence restraining order, or found to be mentally unstable. Using the APPS data, agents visit Pope, who now likely faces a new set of felony charges, including the possession of so-called ghost guns, homemade weapons free of serial numbers officials use to track guns.
Can you imagine if these guns got in the wrong hands through a burglary?
California's Department of Justice has recovered 18,000 firearms since the program began. More than 10,000 people are on the list statewide. As the country is again embroiled in the gun control debate, some point out that APPS would not have caught the mass shooters in San Bernardino and Isla Vista, California.
There are people out there who say, with all the shootings that we've seen across the country, that none of this, that the APPS program would not have stopped that. What do you say to that?
I say that it's impossible for us to measure the success of this operation because nobody knows whether or not one of the guns that we seized would have been in the next mass shooting.
Another concern for Second Amendment advocates, how well the database is kept up to date.
And the people that are prohibited are appropriately notified and given ample opportunity to get rid of the firearms and ammunition so that they're not in further violation of the law.
But after a night like this, these officers believe APPS is a good place to start and that other states should follow California's lead. Stephanie Elam, CNN, Los Angeles.